Hello, welcome to Wits End. Today we're going to talk about compliments. Specifically, we're going to answer a simple question. What are compliments? Now you should remember that in order for a sentence to be a complete thought, it has to have a subject and a predicate, also known as a verb. But sometimes verbs need more than just themselves to make the sentence a complete thought. Sometimes they need what we call complements. A complement is a word or word group that completes the meaning of a verb. Look at this example. The top one is incomplete. Your love was what? You see, even though we've got a subject and a verb, this sentence doesn't make sense. It doesn't make a complete thought. It's lacking something. So we go to the sentence below. Your love was handmade. Well, this sentence makes sense. It's because of the complement handmade. It completes the thought. It tells us what about your love we needed to know. And the linking verb is connecting handmade back to love. Let's look at another example. Here's another incomplete thought. Every day I am discovering. What are you discovering? Come on, add a complement. Let's go down to the bottom one. Every day I am discovering something brand new. Well, that makes more sense. Thank you for adding that complement on the end of that action verb. You need to know that complements can be a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective. Let's look at some examples. I may be crazy. Well, here the adjective crazy is being used to modify the subject I with a linking verb. This is what we call a predicate adjective. We'll talk more about those later, but they're a type of complement. Let's look at this next one. I want your love. Well, in this case, love is the direct object. It's what I want. Let's look at this last one. Ed Sheeran sang her a song. Her in this case is a pronoun and it's also a complement. It's acting as an indirect object, which is something that we'll get to talk about later on. Before we move on, we've got a couple of nevers to go over. Okay, you need to know a complement is never an adverb. Say it with me. A complement is never an adverb. Good. So let's look at this. We filled up. All right? If we filled up in this case is telling us to what extent we filled something, because what we mean is that we filled it all the way up to the top. And so up in this case is an adverb. Now the next one, we filled our tummies. Well, that's something that we filled. We filled what? Our tummies. So tummies is a noun and it's a complement. Up is an adverb, so it can't be a complement. Let's go to the next one. A complement is never part of a prepositional phrase. Say it with me. A complement is never part of a prepositional phrase. I really hope you just said never in a really goofy way like I did. All right, so I am in love with the shape of you. I is our subject, am is our linking verb, and then in love is a prepositional phrase. With the shape, that's another prepositional phrase. Of you, another prepositional phrase. So we do not have a complement in this sentence. Let's go to the next one. I am Ed. I is our subject, am is our linking verb, and Ed is telling us who I is. And you know what that means? That means that Ed is a complement. And specifically, it's a predicate nominative. We haven't learned about those yet, but don't worry, we'll get to. Remember that complements complete the meaning of the verb. In the next 4 videos, you will learn 4 types of complements: direct objects, indirect objects, predicate nominatives, and predicate adjectives. Thanks for joining us at Wits End today.